If you're a Sky Digital viewer and want to go interactive, all the usual features are there tonight. The stats, you can choose your own camera angle as well. There's also Fan Zone, of course. Representing Aston Villa tonight is Craig Cochran. Craig Finbow is our Ipswich Town commentator. And if you want to clear the picture of the quiz logo at the bottom right of your picture, just press back up on the remote control. If you want to test your sports knowledge, of course, press the red button. Now, can Aston Villa join the title race? Can Ipswich Town start to claw their way off the bottom? That's the Monday Night Football, Villa against Ipswich, with Peter Taylor and Rob Hawthorne.
And in goal for Aston Villa tonight, Peter Schmeichel, who collected his honorary MBE in London last week, but his influence has been missed by Villa for the last couple of games. Not only stopping goals that's been causing Villa a problem, scoring them too. Juan Pablo Angel got their last one here, and Villa have failed to score in 3 home games since. Ipswich too have had difficulties scoring. They haven't managed a goal in 3 league matches over 5 hours of football, and it will be the Premiership's bottom club who get the match underway on a brisk, cold night in Birmingham. It's Gareth Barry and Chris Makin. First subject of player count for Sky Digital viewers is Aston Villa's Paul Merson. Villa without a win in 6 Premiership matches, 7 in all competitions since they beat Bolton here in October. But Ipswich have gone even longer without tasting victory. 14 Premiership matches since their only league success to Derby. It's Lee Hendry. Cleared by McGreal. This is Finidi George, who's only just back in the team after a depressed fracture of the cheekbone. Herman Haridason. Armstrong it is who's made the break. Staunton there with him. And it fell to Matt Holland.
It was a great early run there, and I think that they were sleeping a touch there. I think the goalkeeper's too happy with them there, Rob.
Matt Holland it was who actually scored Ipswich's last league goal in a 2-1 defeat against Bolton.
I think both teams are looking for a safe start, Rob. They've both gone very long to try and turn teams, to try and open the pitch out a little bit more.
Here's Herman Haridason. Flag is up for offside. Richard Naylor, the player who'd strayed into that territory. 7 years in charge of Ipswich now for George Burley. He's the 3rd longest serving manager in the Premiership after Sir Alec Ferguson and Alan Kirbishley.
Very hard-working manager, Rob. He does most things, and he's had great success, and this will be his biggest test, I'm sure.
It's Armstrong. Steve Stone. Now Staunton to Alan Wright. Merson making the move along the line. Making McGreal and Venus back there. Some calm play by Ipswich. Samuel. Now Stone. Last 2 games, Aston Villa lost a 1-0 lead in the final minute at West Ham, and a 2-0 lead became a 3-2 defeat at Arsenal. John Gregory has been encouraged by some of the football his team has played, and they're looking to make an effective start here. This is Merson. Interception by Venus. Armstrong had gone the wrong side for him, though.
I think it's a nice thing about the midfield players. If Paul Merson comes off the front and gets the ball and turns, you know he'll see you, and you have got the confidence to make a forward run.
Gareth Barry came off Finidi George, didn't quite break in Armstrong's favour. Which really have been beset by injuries this season, particularly 2 forward players. Armstrong has had spells on the sidelines. Naylor has had knee and ankle problems. Stewart still out of the team with that broken jaw, and of course Martin Royce are only just on the road back to fitness. Merson, great ball in, Gareth Barry with a header across! And the flag was up.
Well, I think it's the second one why the flag was up, Rob. I think that was absolutely fine. If Gareth Barry heads that straight in, that's a goal. But that is Paul Merson at his best. He's come off, got the throw, turned, and again outside of the right foot. He's got great vision.
As Barry's header came in, it was Lee Hendry who'd strayed into an offside position. Melberg. Now Paul Merson. A good start to the match by the Villa captain, Merson.
Well, he's so clever because he goes towards his own goal, and if you're a central defender playing in the back four, it's very difficult to follow him because then you're going to leave a hole. And that's why Paul Merson is so dangerous there.
Staunton. Here's Chris Makin. Benidi George, right, getting tight to him. It's Makin. Now Staunton blocks it and finds George Boateng. Samuel, who was recalled from his loan spell at Gillingham, where he did well. Lost only one of the 8 matches he played there. This is Merson. Alan Wright. Merson. Great work from Paul Merson to get it across, and Venus got enough on it to clear. Paul Merson flourishing in the early 5 minutes. Here's Magilton. Matt Holland. Armstrong. Short for Makin. Allowed Wright to get in. Angel. McGreal. This is Venus. Jermaine Wright. Alan Armstrong looking for Benidi George. And get inside Wright. Having managed that, he couldn't then shrug off Gareth Barry. And he's found Lee Hendry. Hendry's got Stone up to his right and 3 players to his left. Looked to work it through for Angel, and in the end he held on to it for just too long.
Yes, it was unlucky that Lee was waiting for the right opportunity, but I think in the end Angel should have just held his run a touch more.
Lots of footing there by Samuel, giving Armstrong the opportunity to get the ball and find Jermaine Wright.
It is a lively pitch, Rob. I think the passing's got to be 100% right to that tonight. And I think when teams, because both teams are playing 4-4-2, when you attack, you've got to attack quickly.
It's Magilton with a cross, and it's Armstrong who he aimed for. Holland coming in looking to take over, and in the end it was an unlucky bounce off him. Here's Barry. Looked at one stage as though he was about to use Merson, but McGreal's perseverance paid off.
Well, again, Paul made a really great run there to make it 2 against 1. I think Makin also done a good job there, good defensive job.
Here's Holland. Varidis.
I think both teams, Rob, as you were saying, are playing 4-4-2, and they're asking their wide midfield players to do very good defensive jobs for them. You've got Gareth Barry and Stone for Villa, but of course the other side as well, you've got George and Wright. They really are working hard to help their fullbacks defensively.
Both teams really have evolved into this current setup. Regularly used to see them in previous seasons playing with a 3 at the back. Villa just changing towards the end of last season.
Well, George had 4 very successful years playing a 5. He knew that he wanted to play a 4, but the players it suited.
Merson, Stone, Samuel. Paul Merson. And Hell is the target. Got the header in.
Well, Paul Merson again is very, very lively. He's getting into all spaces. And when he gets a chance to look at the goal, he normally delivers a very decent cross, and that's what he's done there.
He's missed the last couple of games, the Colombian international. There's speculation arose about his future. Balls from Richard Naylor to Finidi George, the two scorers in their only league victory of the season so far this season, Ipswich. Staunton who gets it away. Finidi George, who scored twice in the victory against Derby. And Magilton wins the throw. Jim Magilton. Looking for Holland with the cross, but Stone gets in. Here's Samuel. Away by Hryderson. This is Steve Stone. Merson. Boateng. Staunton. Hendry. Barry. Magilton. Right. Away goes Naylor. Melberg slides in with a challenge, and the free kick is given.
See, again, the Ipswich attack there, Rob, was started by Finidi George winning the tackle against Lee Hendry. And I think that's what the managers need from both the teams.
Well, Melberg clearly said to the referee that he'd got the ball.
This is where there could be problems there with, I think Ipswich could have bigger players there because they've got no real big centre-half at the minute, Villa.
Towards Finidi George, it's Barry who gets it away, and then Boateng who completes the clearance. Back in from Holland. Magilton. Boateng just holding off Matt Holland and looking to set Barry away here. Real clears. Lee Hendry. Angard. Samuel. Serini watches it go wide.
Again, you couldn't see it there. Paul Merson's made another great run to go make an overlap round Samuel. Okay, he's used him to try and make a shot possibility for himself.
Well, Ipswich haven't won an away league match since 2 goals from Alan Armstrong at his old club Middlesbrough back in April. Games on the road since, they've drawn 5. Mark Venus with a free kick. Barry away. Magilton. Now George. And he's offside.
Well, I would say it's a very poor decision, that one, because the assistant referee had a very good line.
That's a shocking free kick, which is going to come straight back at Villa from Armstrong. The idea was right to try and bend it round for Naylor, but well read by Melberg, much to Alan Wright's relief. It was his free kick that put his own team under such instant pressure. Make it. Jermaine Wright. Staunton got across to him quickly.
I think that's going to be, you know, the play a little bit from Ipswich tonight, because I think they'd fancied their two centre forwards to win the ball in the air, and so it wouldn't surprise me if they get half a chance to knock crosses in. They will do it at every opportunity.
George Burley has been pleased with the amount of possession his team have had in recent matches. Just disappointed at the lack of opportunities that have arisen as a result of it.
Well, I think again, when you get your injuries to your best goal scorer, one of the league's best goal scorers, then you're always going to miss him.
Here's Hariderson.
I think Magilton's very important for Ipswich, Rob, because he needs to get that ball to calm him down, to create all the chances, get the ball off the back two as much as he can.
Venus with a free kick. Staunton challenging successfully with George. Here's Hariderson. Away by Wright. Barry timed the tackle to perfection. Gareth Barry definitely looking like a man on a mission at the moment to establish himself back in the first team. He's only had the opportunity in the last couple of games.
I think he needs convincing he can be a good player in that area, Robin. He's got everything, you know, he's got a great left foot, he can cross it for fun, and I'm sure John has been trying to persuade him that that's a good position for him.
Flick on was by Armstrong. And away by Melbourne. Staunton. Henry wins the throw. And a change of subject for player cam. Matt Holland becomes the subject for viewers of Sky Digital Channel 404. Stone lets it run. This is Samuel. Stone was looking for Boateng. Staunton had to try and rescue it. Finds himself outnumbered and outmaneuvered. Make it. Trying to get it around Alan Wright, who did well in the end, although they have conceded the corner. George, McGreal and Armstrong all in there, being carefully monitored. Venus with the corner. Easily collect. Villa carelessly losing possession again. Armstrong, here's George. And a good hit by Finidi George. And it's crept in, and Ipswich take the lead.
Well, it's funny, when Wright headed it off for a corner there, I wondered myself if he's going to get punished, and really that has, you know, ended up there. But two giveaways by Villa, two very cheap ones. And then they get this opportunity, and I think he's hit it a little bit earlier than what Schmeichel thought, and that is definitely the pitch where it's, you know, it's took on pace. It's a great goal.
Ipswich making the most of Villa's carelessness. It was Boateng who gave the ball away in the first instance, and in the 18th minute, Finidi George, who scored in Ipswich's only other league victory of this season against Derby, possibly setting them on the road to a much-needed victory here at Villa Park. Schmeichel comes and gets that one against Finidi George. Gareth Barry. Boateng. Samuel. Hendry. Merson. This is Stone. Now Lee Hendry. George Boateng. Merson. Angel. And Merson comes through! Oh!
Well, I'm amazed it's not a goal. As soon as it's then dropped to Paul here, you know he's still going to get it. To me, that's going to be a goal. But I think that's, to me, from here, that looks a good bit of defending. They were worried about touching him. So some good decisions by the defenders then.
Ryderson came across to just put Merson off at the vital moment, but Merson was clearly onside. It was Hendry who'd originally been in an offside position.
I think if it had gone onto his ball, Rob, I think that would have been a goal. You know, he had to wait for it a little bit, and I think that was why they give them the chance to defend it.
Melberg trying to watch it back. Stone. Now Angel looks to get away from McGreal. Chested back by Naked. Cool play by Ipswich.
Well, very good defending there. I think whoever's going for the ball defensively at the minute, the other three are thinking the worst in case a Villa man gets the flick on, so it's good defending.
Nickel Nails by Naylor.
Well, if any goalkeeper is going to make two mistakes like that, if you're nicely experienced, he can handle it.
Well, Villa can't afford to keep giving possession away as cheaply as they have done in the opening quarter of this match. Punished most severely from Boateng's error. Staunton. This is Samuel. And Angel was offside.
Villa don't seem to be so confident all of a sudden. They had a good 10 minutes, Rob, and then all of a sudden it's gone a little bit wrong for them, and they don't seem happy with each other. Frustration coming in, sorry, Bob.
Say John Gregory, the 11th manager in Doug Ellis's reign, whereas George Burley is just the 9th that Ipswich have had since the war. It's Boateng. Here's Magilton. McGreal.
I think Villa have definitely got to get Angel in line with the back two defenders and let Paul Merson go a bit deeper. You know, I think it was the other way around at the minute, and Mercer's, great as he is, hasn't got the pace to run away from defenders anymore.
Here's Holland. Make it. Armstrong stealing it from right. It's back by Staunton. Clearance by Mark Venus. Ryderson putting pressure on Steve Stone.
Well, it's not a good spell for Villa at the minute, but they've just got to keep control and not giving anything else away, and then all of a sudden I'm sure something like Paul Merson will do a bit of magic and get them back into it.
Melberg with a header away, Staunton. There's Holland. He just got caught. Magilton and Wright. Trouble Schmeichel from this.
Normally you fancy Magilton to have a go at this, but it's a long way.
Venus is pretty useful, even from this sort of range.
Absolutely. He's taking the longer runner.
It is Venus.
You said he's useful from that range, Rob. I didn't, by the way. But he is very. But, I don't think he'd be too pleased with that one.
Well, George Burley knows that there is the potential in his team to produce unlikely results, despite the setbacks that they've had in the Premiership this season. Here's Stone. Excellent tackle. Venus responsible.
Made up for that free kick there, Rob.
Magilton. Now Fadidi George making the run. Melberg, who had a good start to life at Villa Park, not losing in his first 7 league games, but they've lost 2 of the last 3 since he returned from an ankle injury. Villa find themselves trailing now, in contrast to their last couple of performances when they've taken early leads. Armstrong, Naylor. Naylor was caught there by Alan Wright. This is Makin. Jermaine Wright getting up, and it caught Schmeichel by a bit of surprise, that.
Well, again, I think George will be saying to them, get them crosses in at every opportunity. And Jermaine Wright's coming in wide, and Stone's got to deal with it. So, to be fair to Stone, he hasn't allowed him a free header anyway. But I think any crosses, any set pieces from corners, they're going to fancy their chances.
Jermaine Wright, who's won the corner, is the player who'll take it. It's come out wide towards Hariderson. Holland following up. A sense of urgency for Ipswich at the moment. They have to protect what they have. It's just adding to Villa's frustration. It's McGreal to come awkwardly off Samuel. Armstrong with the header back. Melberger. Now Barry. Hariderson looking to unleash Alan Armstrong. Just moved fractionally too early.
Yes, good decision. This is Gareth Barry. Alan Wright. Now George Boateng. Engel. Barry finds Merson. This is Hendry. Putting Venus under real pressure there with Merson lurking, and Venus was about to get Ipswich out of their difficulties there. Riderson didn't do him any favours. Makin. In steps Wright. Hendry. I don't think Villa's got too many targets. There's not too many options for them at the minute, and perhaps a bit of pace up front will help them.
Looking to ease one through for Angel, but again, run back easily by Ipswich.
Yeah, I think they're having to overplay, Rob. That's the trouble. They're having to do something tremendous to get it into one of the front men. And I just think they need that option of a real bit of speed going the other way.
George, the Ipswich goal scorer, was calling for it, and it's delivered just as he would have wanted. And in the end, he doesn't make the most of it. It's gone for the goal kick.
Well, again, you mustn't lose the ball in the middle third in the Premiership. There's no doubt about that. 9 times out of 10, you get punished. 2 passes there, and he shoots early. Schmeichels would be a little bit unsighted, but probably disappointed that he hasn't got there. But I'm not telling him that.
Staunton. Grill getting just enough on it. Staunton. Here's Boateng. Good ball down the line to Merson. This has defended very solidly in the opening half hour for Ipswich. Here's George.
I think this has been a brilliant signing for George Burley. I don't think he cost him a lot of money. He's been there a while now, played a lot of games.
Hendry. Alan Wright. And the header away by John McGriff. Barry. Good link up with Stone. Merson. Juan Pablo Angel becomes the player cam now for Sky Digital viewers on channel 404.
I think that's what Villa need, Rob. They need Stone and Gareth Barry to start going, coming out from wide positions into the midfield at times to open something up.
Merson's lay-off, here Steve Stone. Hendry. Samuel. He was a bit isolated out on that side.
See, Gareth Barry there, for me, could have got across. He could have been a centre forward for 2 seconds there to try and get, you know, his head on the cross.
Well, even a victory wouldn't be enough to lift Ipswich off the bottom of the table, but it would bring them to within a point of Derby and set George Burley's team up nicely for a Christmas that includes Tottenham and Leicester and Sunderland. Alan Wright having to deal with that one. There's Makin. Now Finidi George. Magilton. Makin getting it across, and he was unlucky there. Staunton reaches to clear it away, and then Stone completes it.
I think it is a lively pitch, Rob, to be honest. It's one of those pitches, if you're passing well, there's no problem. But if you make 1 or 2 mistakes, then you get a bit nervous on it.
At the moment, it's the visitors rather than the hosts who are looking more comfortable on it. Here's Angel. Stone. Boateng's got forward to join Merson in the attack now. Riderson in pursuit of Steve Stone. It's a throw-in.
Well, there's some positive runs there from Boateng there. Steve Stone, of course, on the ball. I think that's what they're going to need.
Boateng forced into the corner. Another Villa throw. Merson. Just beyond the reach of Steve Stone ultimately.
be interesting if we see Vassell's second half, Rob, you know, because I think he's got that real pace that I think might open something up and stretch Ipswich a bit more.
Header on by Finidi George. Schmeichel with a good take. Here's Barry. Hendry. And here's Merson. Stone. McGreal reaches to clear. Hendry. Now Boateng. Aston has to try and usher it away. Boateng fairly dogged in his pursuit of it.
It's one of those as a forward, you say to the manager says to you, don't foul them there because they're in trouble. They're in trouble. It's a grey area. It's the same as Wright in for the first goal. He should have kicked it off there for a throw-in or headed it off for a throw-in, and he tried a tighter one and caused him off for a corner and eventually scored from it.
Barry. Boateng. Merson. And again, Villa were looking to play their way through, and again, Ipswich frustrate them. This is Naylor. Support coming now in the form of Barry gets there first. Makin finding George. Making riding the challenge of Juan Pablo Angel, but conceding the throw. Barry. Away by McGreal. This is Makin. Leg up belatedly against Alan Armstrong. Reminder of some of the action to come. Latest pay-per-view offering from Premiership Plus. Arsenal against Newcastle, 7:30. For more information, dial 08705 160 160. And on Wednesday night, Ipswich will find out who their third-round FA Cup opponents will be, because they'll play the winners of that replay, Dagenham and Redbridge against Exeter, which you can see live on Sky Sports 1. Join us from 7:30. Here's Holland. And here's Alan Armstrong. Horizon. Cut out by Holland. Magilton. Well, you can hear a growing chorus of criticism here at Villa Park.
Yeah, I think you can tell that. You can tell that in the Villa performance. You know, they know that it's not a happy night at the minute.
Here's Merson. Good link up with Angel. He's got support here from Steve Stone. Merson tries to head it back across. Good build-up in which he was involved in the first place, though.
Well, again, I've always said there that he's great at using the outside of his right foot. Always uses it. Great vision. I think he'd be disappointed with his pass there, if I was to be honest. But I think that's where Villa have just got to stay calm, because they know that with him there, he'll always open something up.
Well, it was a move that the home team needed. It might have just lifted one or two sagging spirits. But Ipswich have done an excellent job frustrating them so far.
Well, I think especially Holland and Magilton. They are sitting in front of the back four, and any work that Paul Merson wants to do by coming a little bit shorter, they're stopping that as well.
Right. Flag up for offside against Richard Naylor. Here's Barry. Merson. George Boateng. Well, just about sums up the Villa frustration, and again the chorus of boos around Villa Park. Ipswich have even maintained an advantage in terms of possession so far here.
Yes, again, I understand that away from home sometimes it does make it easier there, and all the pressure's on the home fans, on the home team, and I think they can really, that's where the fans can really help them there. By booing them, it's just not going to give them any confidence at all.
Some of them have come to try and bring a little bit of goodwill at the season.
I thought that was one of Doug's funny acts, that.
Here's Stone. Alan Wright. Merson guides it into the path of Boateng. Hendry. Alan Wright. Barry. This is Merson. Merson losing out in the end to Makin. Gareth Barry coming back. Header out by Alan Wright.
I think Doug has probably told him what team to pick against in the World Cup. I think he agrees.
The chairman doesn't look too pleased, and it's no great surprise the way the opening 40 minutes have worked out. Makin here, looking to catch Schmeichel off his guard.
Well, I think that that again is probably under instructions to get the early crosses in there, and I'm not so sure he saw the goalkeeper out.
Villa completed a league double against Ipswich last season. They came from a goal down to beat them 2-1 here. Away by Venus. 2-1 to Aston Villa, also the scoreline in the meeting at Portman Road. John Gregory needs a turnaround in his side's fortunes now to change the negative atmosphere here at Villa Park.
I think that's where Ipswich have done so well. You know, they've frustrated them, and I think Armstrong up front have not given the back four any time at all on the ball, so they haven't been able to create too much.
There's Holland. It's Herman Haridason who's got forward. Cross. Here's Finidi George. Alan Wright behind it. Boateng. And Hell. Merson. Brilliant ball to Stone.
Well, that's typical Paul Merson. The vision of the superb. The only problem is that they really had nobody in the box at the time, so they had to go and play wide. I still think at times they need a centre forward in there to play forward to him first, and maybe support from there.
Villa's first corner, so close to half-time. Staunton bends it in. Stone gets in behind the goalkeeper and forces the drop, and Sereni got away with that one. Cleared by Naylor. Staunton will be encouraged by the goalkeeper's fumble. Angel! And the goalkeeper got his hands to it but couldn't keep it out, and Villa strike the equaliser before half-time.
Well, he should never have had the chance again. I think the goalkeeper with himself there. all of a sudden they're in trouble. Even the two players here could have dealt with it much more. Should have been in Z-row by then. And this was a great delivery with Staunton. Great ball. They had to be deep, unfortunately, Ipswich there. They knew it was going to be an in-swinger. So that's where it goes, or how it goes when it's against you.
It's the returning hero, Juan Pablo Angel, who's got the goal in the 44th minute. The perfect time for Villa to strike back, because as things were standing, they were facing going off at half-time to a resounding chorus of jeers here. The atmosphere was negative, but the goalkeeper's fumble has let Villa back into the game. Well, individual errors that have led to both goals.
Well, it is, yeah, it's both the goals. See, and I think that you know, that's. I'm sure George will realise that.
It's ironic, really, because Michael's opposite number, Matteo Sereni, has been one of Ipswich's most consistent players this season, and ever present. Although, of course, he was sent off in that match against Peter Taylor's Leicester in August, a red card that was later downgraded.
So both the goals here, the goalkeepers have made mistakes. Dave Sexton will be loving it. He always has a go at goalkeepers.
A minute of stoppage time added on. Barry. Merson. Stone. Deep for Angel this time, but Makin doesn't get it fully away. Now George. Naylor. Steve Staunton. And got caught there by Naylor, did Staunton, although there was possibly an advantage to be played.
Yes, I think that's the thing that disappoints me there, is that the referee saw everything that went on there. He decided not to give a free kick, but the assistant linesman did, and stopped the play, and stopped an attack by Villa.
It's the second time that Mike Dean has refereed Aston Villa in 3 matches. He was in charge of their draw at West Ham.
He was in charge of Charlton and Leicester and all, Rob.
I wasn't going to remind you about that.
No.
It was the one where he sent off Junior Lewis in Peter Taylor's last game in charge. Another red card that was later rescinded. Not that it did Mr. Taylor any good.
I can't blame him. I want to, but I can't.
Half-time, and it's even. Finidi George having put Ipswich ahead in the 8th minute, but Villa striking back just before the break, just as the negative atmosphere here was threatening to take over. Juan Pablo Angel making the most of a goalkeeping error initially from a corner by Matteo Sereni, and at half-time it's Villa 1, Ipswich 1.
They're a bit happier, not much mind, but it is one apiece at half-time. We'll get Andy's view on that when we come back. Ipswich in front with a goal from Finidi George. Juan Pablo Angel made it 1 apiece.
Tomorrow, 7:30, a midweek match. Yes! Arsenal's big guns hope to shoot down Newcastle. Call 08705 160 160 now to order Arsenal v Newcastle for £8. That's 08705 160 160 or see channel 433. Premiership Plus tomorrow, 7:30.
With its intelligent protection system, the Ford Mondeo is one of the safest places to be.
This is the One Ring. The Dark Lord needs this ring to enslave the world.
What must I do?
It must be destroyed.
I cannot do this alone. Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
The Lord of the Rings, rated PG, may not be suitable for under 8s.
Nice one, guys. Yeah.
All right, Judge. Working all night again, Kelly? We must discuss your salary.
Smirnoff Ice, as clear as your conscience.
Acqua di Gio, Giorgio Armani.
Mum, can I watch TV? Yes, but don't sit too close. Mum, can I have a biscuit? Yes, but just one. Mum, can I go round Tim's?
Yes, but don't be too long.
Come on. Mum, can I go in AOL?
Yes.
Our built-in parental control filters mean you can set and easily choose what your children see on AOL and the internet, making them safer. For our free guide to internet safety, call 0800 237 237.
The future's bright. The future's orange.
Seat on the last plane anywhere, £169. First class train ticket, £32. Taxi, £48. Keeping your promises, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted for everything, even Christmas presents.
How refreshing. How Heineken.
Can England level the series against India? The third test match, the last between the two, gets underway early Wednesday morning on Sky Sports 2. That's at 3:30 with highlights every day in the World Cricket Centre at 3 o'clock and again at 7 o'clock. This evening it's Monday Night Football at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, Ipswich Town 1. Question: how can Villa play so well 7 days back and yet struggle to find a rhythm tonight?
Don't know, Richard. I don't think there's an easy answer to that. They've been really poor tonight. Their passing has been particularly poor. They've given the ball away so cheaply. They've had the best player on the pitch by a distance for me, and Paul Merson. I think he's been sensational. He had a great 45 minutes. Can't remember him giving the ball away. He found a Villa player every time. It was his pass that led to the corner, that led to the equaliser. He's been great, but the rest of the Villa players haven't really been up to scratch. I don't know if they're a bit twitchy, Richard. I don't know if they're a bit nervy about playing at Villa Park at the moment. Whether they feel that it's not quite the right atmosphere there. But they've been very poor compared to what we saw in the first half in particular at Highbury last weekend. And
to some degree they're architects of their own downfall as far as the first goal was concerned, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I do think they gave away an easy corner where the goal resulted from, and then they commit two mistakes. You see when Big Peter's got the ball here and you think there's a break on. I mean, he's unlucky because if that gets through, then Paul Merson's away. But you can see people are breaking already. You see there's one there, out, 1, 2, and you see coming up to play what the important ball now is George Boateng. Now, I just think when he gets that ball and he's in a position, now I don't know why he's trying to play that to Paul Merson. I think if he sticks that in behind, if he can play that ball in the back of the defender there and let Paul run into all the grass he wants, then it's an easy ball. There's no risk to it at all. If it's a bad one, it's too heavy, it runs out of play. But if it's a good ball and it clears the man at the back, then Paul Merson's in. But this one's cut out far too easy, Richard.
And then Villa have got 4 or 5 players out of the game. But they don't do a lot wrong defensively here. You see Finidi George there? He's just sitting there. He's just holding his ground. He's not really doing an awful lot. And when it comes to him, I thought, is there pressure on the ball? But there is. Steve Staunton gets right there. And I think Peter Schmeichel looks to have a decent position. And I was a touch surprised it got past the big man. But then when you see it from this angle, you understand why it got past him. It's got a real swerve on it, Richard. It takes it into the corner. You watch as he hits it. If he hits this straight, it doesn't really move from there. He probably says, watch it arc away from him. It's going away, it's going away. And it was just enough little bend on the shot to take it past him.
And you'd be inviting the shot if you were those Villa players there, wouldn't you?
You would say when you've got Schmeichel behind you and from that sort of range, you don't see too many fly past the Great Dane. But you have to say that at that time, Ipswich were well worthy of their lead, without a doubt. They were
Would you blame the
side.
keeper there?
No, I don't think you would. The ball picked up pace off the ground, it zipped into the corner. No, I don't think there's an awful lot he could have done about it.
The equaliser, would you... Well, I mean, he certainly played a part here, didn't he?
He played a part, but Steve Staunton's left foot also plays a part. He's got great delivery. The corner, it's a horrible one to deal with, because you watch the angle. The goalkeeper misjudges it, Richard, because when he comes out to take that, nobody near him, he goes up, and suddenly, instead of the ball dropping into his arms, watch where it ends up. He ends up reaching back towards his own goal. He has misjudged the flight of the ball, and that's because Steve Staunton put so much whip on the ball. But even from that mistake, they should clear it. Richard Naylor doesn't. I mean, that was poor. And then when it comes down again, we'll do anything. Drop it off to your mate there. There are 3 players round the ball, not a problem. But he just nicks it away. Now watch Steve again. You know what's happening. One touch. That's a great ball in. And the first time they get anything on target, it's a good header. And I think a really good goal if you're looking from Villa's point of view.
Didn't change the mood a lot, but it did enough. 1 apiece at Villa Park. Right now, it's anybody's game.
From just $7,995 and with 0% finance over 2 years, the Vauxhall Corsa Comfort handles life beautifully.
The most seductive digital camera is now even more desirable. Directly connect the Canon Digital Ixus V to the CP10 card photo printer for quality photo prints. No PC required.
Blend of exotic fruit juice with a cutting edge of vodka. Blend the rules.
I can teach you how to bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death.
Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Nighty-night.
The pitch is wild. Tame it. FIFA Football 2002. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Life is made of one-to-ones. But some are more difficult than others. That's why we've created a new tariff that lets you use your free minutes to call anyone on any network. It's called Everyone because it includes everyone.
The mouse from Black & Decker. It sands, it polishes, it removes rust, and it now comes with a free Black & Decker Workmate worth $24.99.
The sort of person that's easily irritated in the morning.
It's ads like this that irritate me.
Well, now you can take the sting out of shaving with Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm.
Who on earth writes this stuff?
It contains vitamin E and provitamin B5. to gently soothe, relieve, and moisturize. So whatever else irritates you, it won't be your skin. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm. For men who dare to care.
Looks good though, doesn't it?
Relive the adventure that never dies. The Mummy returns. Own it on video and DVD now.
Purchase the Canon CP10 card photo printer and get 2 free packs of photo paper. That's 70 photo prints free.
No, I don't think I have a window for you today. I got a feng shui consultant coming. Oh, that's him now. Gotta go.
Call me Zane. Let us begin. It's done.
Forget carols, forget turkey, forget late-night shopping. Give me TV! Give me Christmas specials, give me funny, give me gorgeous, give me Kirsty and her videos. Give me beer, give me the gup, give me New Time Gentlemen, please.
Free drinks for everyone, on the house!
Give me a cunning plan.
For on?
Yeah, that one. And give me it all on Christmas Eve. Give me Christmas Day magic. Give me it wild. No, wilder than that. Give me a new year to remember. Give me a snog. Yeah, give me her. Give me a weekend of Uncovered. I'm so happy! Give me what I really want this Christmas. Give me it all on Sky One.
With live football tomorrow night and Wednesday as well. 2 games, in fact, tomorrow. On Sky Sports 1 at 7 o'clock. From Germany, it's Bayern Munich against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Couldn't be from anywhere else, thinking about it, could it? There's a pay-per-view offering as well on Premiership Plus, channel 433, 7:30 start for Arsenal and Newcastle United. 7:30 on Wednesday from the FA Cup here on Sky Sports 1. It's Dagenham and Redbridge against Exeter for the right to play Ipswich at home in the 3rd round. Now, John Gregory didn't seem too happy. I would imagine George Burley not best pleased either at the lateness of the equaliser. But there's incentive for both to push on, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. I think that George's team can only now look for victories, Richard. And I think with Villa playing as poorly as they have first half, an incentive for them to say, hey, you've half won this game and now you've let them back into it. For John, even though the goal came at a very, very good time for him, I don't think that will have altered the fact that he knows his team were poor first half, apart from one player, as I've already said, Paul Merson. Now, if they can pick up the baton that the captain is running with, Merson, then 1 or 2 might spark from that. And, you know, I just think they need to lift the tempo of their game, the passing needs to be better, and they need to put a bit more movement into it.
Good choice from somebody to go with Juan Pablo Angel as our player cam subject.
All right, stop blowing your own trumpet.
It wasn't my call, it was yours, as you well know.
Oh, it wasn't, you said.
I didn't.
But he does all right. I mean, it's just amazing. He's hanging around. And what's half decent is he sees it drop to Steve Staunton and watch him. He's very quickly, just backs away from it, and suddenly now he's active, what I would call active. And that's a really good header. Plenty of power in it, good neck muscles, cross the keeper. Pretty good header.
And that, of course, made it peace. Let's go back to Villa Park and rejoin Peter Taylor and Rob Hawthorne.
Juan Pablo Angel scoring that goal almost 6 hours after Aston Villa's last goal here at Villa Park, scored again by Angel in the victory against Bolton. But at that stage took Villa to the top of the table. They haven't won in 6 Premiership matches since. But they've come back from a goal down here. 1-1 is the scoreline at half-time. 1-1 was the full-time scoreline between these two clubs when they met on the opening day of the first ever Premiership season. That was at Portman Road. Wide clean. Gets us restarted. And Villa attacking towards the Holt end in this second half. Here's Makin. Now Finidi George, who got the Ipswich goal. Right. Matt Holland.
I
think, on Angel's goal, Rob. I think it's obvious he's very, very good in the air, and he needs that service, and he needs to get in the box even more.
It took some time to find his feet in England after his club record £9.5 million move, did Juan Pablo Angel. But he's become a firm favourite this season. Melberg with the miss kick. No harm done. Grill underneath the clearance. It's right. Back to Boateng. And now Samuel. This is Paul Merson. Samuel. It's a bit short for Wright. Almost gave George the opportunity to get there. Alan Wright. Now Barry. Wright with the cross. McGreal deals with it though. No foul by Barry, felt the referee. This is Hendry. Alan Wright gets it across. Venus is underneath it. Angel was just waiting for it to land for him, and Jermaine Wright got there. This is Finidi George. Holland. Hariderson. Armstrong on the far side. Schmeichel watches it over.
Well, I think Villa have started nice and bright. Start the second half. I think John's probably had a bit of a volley at them for underachieving, and got a couple of good crosses in the left-hand side. I think again with Gareth Barry, he's got all the ammunition to be a very good left midfield player there, but he's got to believe it.
The first subject of player cam in the second half is Ipswich's Alan Armstrong for Sky Digital viewers on channel 404. Here's Steve Staunton. Now Barry. Alan Wright. And held back to Lee Hendry. Samuel. Right away. This is Jermaine Wright. Boateng. Armstrong coming back to win it. This is Magilton. George. Connected easily by Samuel. The hand of Paul Merson. He was Villa's most inspirational player in the first 45 minutes. Helps it on. This is Melberg.
I think both teams are not in top form, Rob, and I think that shown in the game that they've been too bad, which is of course into the goals.
Henry. Stone. Samuel looking to deliver with a cross. It's cleared though by McGreal. Only to Naylor. Here's Melbourne. Stone. Gets it around Hariderson to George Boateng. Paul Merson goes for the chip. And off the bar. Cute piece of thinking.
Well, I'm sure Paul Merson was ready for that. I'm sure he had in his mind there's going to be a chip even before Boateng's giving the ball. But it's a great execution. If anything, of course, a touch to the left-hand side, it definitely drops in. A little bit straight. But that's typical of Paul Merson, what he's capable of. And it's going to be something like that that might just win the game.
Example of how Merson has shone tonight. There's Barry. Hariderson. Given away by Jermaine Wright. More frustration for George Burley. His team now starting to give possession away cheaply, just as Villa were doing in the first half. This is Boateng, Stone, Samuel. Angel looking to guide it away from McGreal, but it's Mark Venus who gets it clear. Now Magilton. Richard Naylor. This is Jermaine Wright. Holland. Cut out by Alan Wright. Now Henry loses out to George, but retrieves it. Lee Hendry.
Good thing about Lee Hendry is that even if he's having a bad night, and this is not one of his best nights, he'll still be showing. He'll still be showing for his teammates, which is very important. I think that's where that might be an area that John Gregory might have mentioned at half-time. That I think Fellini George doesn't defend as well as Wright the other side, and I think it might be an area that I'm sure they're going to try and get Alan Wright forward.
Aston Villa's 27th game of a season that began in mid-July with the Intertoto Cup. Only Liverpool in the Premiership have played more than John Gregory's side. And they have often experienced a dip in form around this point of the season. A year ago, they won 1 game out of 11 from mid-November to the end of January. Staunton. Angel trying to get the better of Mark Venus.
Well, that's a little bit unlucky there. I think he worked hard to get the chance, and there's not much more he could have done with that, and he fought hard for it. I think with Villa, Rob, I think they are definitely overplaying at the minute. I don't think there's too many pictures for them to see, too many options for them to go forward, and that's why it wouldn't surprise me if Vassell comes on, you know, maybe half an hour to go, to give them the speed, give them the pace, which would be another option.
Vassell now free of injury to give John Gregory that option from the bench, should he decide to use it. Staunton. Magilton. Now George. Away by Boateng. This is Gareth Barry. Lee Hendry. Angel. Boateng's made the run for him. Boateng been able to take that on board, but Ipswich could have had problems. They may still have. Hendry finds Angel. Again, Boateng takes over, and it's cleared the Venus. Magilton. One player ahead of him, and that's Richard Naylor. Lakin. Johnson looking for Armstrong. Here's Jermaine Wright.
I think both teams, as I say, they're playing the 4-4-2. They're protecting the back lines, and at times they've got no support when it goes into the front too. And Ipswich there went into Naylor. He had to hold the ball up for ages before anybody got close to him.
Delaying the taking the free kick so he can take further action there against Naylor for the trip.
Bit harsh, I think, Rob, that one, bit harsh. Could have just been a little talking to there.
First time we've seen the yellow card produced tonight by Mike Dean. Here's Merson. Venus. Needy George. Jermaine Wright. Cut out by Samuel. Now Merson, can he get away from Venus? Angel's in the middle waiting for it, but it's McGreal who clears. Jermaine Wright. Naylor. Brushed off it by George Boateng.
I think Boateng's worked his socks off tonight, Robert. You know, not always, the passing hasn't always been right for him, but again, he's always shown and he's worked very, very hard up and down.
Pushed by Gareth Barry. Hence the free kick awarded against him. Johnson over the ball, Naylor, Armstrong, George, all ready to aim at. McGreal coming forward from the back.
This is the better position, better side for Venus, I think, this one. His chances more, it's obvious now that Jordan will take it.
And they've gone for the direct route. A bit closer that time.
Well, he's got a great left foot, great strike at the ball. It's gone through the wall. I think the walls are disappointing. You can tell it's a cold night. It's a very poor wall.
Yeah, split Hendry and Barry apart.
I bought a house like that once.
There's Magilton looking to get forward. Well read though by Melberg. Finidi George. Magilton. George is cross deflecting on its way through to Schmeichel. Merson. Good pressure that from Holland. We wanted the return from Naylor. Here's Jermaine Wright. Magilton. Ryderson's made a move in behind Samuel. Melberg's come out to deal with him. And the eventual cross, a disappointment.
Yeah, I think poor quality there, but it was a hard ball to deal with there. As I say, I think it was bouncing off the floor there. It would have been a wonder cross if he'd have got a good one in there.
George Burley's team have achieved 2 victories in their last 14 games coming into this match, both in Europe against Inter Milan and Helsingborg. But their exit from the UEFA Cup may be a blessing in disguise, along with their elimination from the Worthington Cup, allowing them to focus all their efforts on a survival battle that is absolutely crucial. David Sheepshanks, their chairman, emphasising that it would cost them £10 million if they were to be relegated.
Apart from that, there's no pressure, really.
Sort of everyday pressure that managers have to deal with these days. George. A victim of Wright's challenge that isn't punished even with a free kick. Well, they get the throw.
Again, the assistant referee couldn't have been closer, I don't think, so can't work that one out.
Little wonder that Finidi George was so disappointed by the decision. Angel. McGreal. Samuel. Hendry. Boateng. To Steve Stone. It's a brilliant ball in towards Merson. But McGreal and Venus between them deal with it. Stone. Now Naylor. Alan Wright. This is Barry. Now Hendry. Barry gets it across. Steve Stone now has to do the retrieving job. Samuel. Way by Magilton. Well, Finidi George put Ryderson under pressure, and this is Steve Stone. And now Merson. Well, it looked again as though he might just get through, but did enough to halt him.
Well, it's a great spell there from Villa, but of course now Ipswich all of a sudden attacking, but it's a great spell.
Armstrong has managed to reach his man. Magilton gets to the cross. This is Samuel. Boateng. Stone. Looking to slide it through for Merson this time. Makin gets in the way.
Well, I think Boateng was absolutely fantastic there, Rob. He really is inspirational at the minute. He's getting his team going, he's getting the crowd going. Terrific.
Well, John Gregory actually went uninvited into the opposition dugout to get the ball back a moment ago as Merson was stopped in his tracks there by Venus, but what great skill it was from Merson. Staunton. Stone. Well, Merson had made a great run, but Stone looked back instead to Samuel. Now Merson gets it.
Yeah, Steve Stone should have played it in there. One touch into him. A great run. He knew the fullback was tight to him. He knew there was a hole behind. Must go in there.
Lee Hendry becomes the latest subject of player cam now for Sky Digital viewers on Channel 404.
I'm his biggest fan, Lee Hendry, Rob. I think he's a real quality player. He works for 90 minutes, up and down. He'll be tackling and he'll be scoring.
Later with Olaf Melberg in and the corner given despite the Villa defenders' appeals. It's Jermaine Wright with a corner. Armstrong in the end. Ryderson was the player who looked to get there. This is Jermaine Wright. The header just wide by Naylor.
Two tremendous crosses. First one, of course, from the corner. But this is great skill there. Working it on his right-hand side. Misses the first man. Great ball.
Naylor's eventual header wide. And now Ipswich are making the first of the evening. Jamie Clapham, who's had a little injury problem, is going to come on and take the place of Finidi George, who got Ipswich's goals. But they'll be deprived of his services for a month in January anyway, when he's away with Nigeria at the African Nations Championship.
Well, he's definitely more of a threat going forward, George, but I think George Burley now will be quite pleased that Jamie Clapham's on there and they have more of a solid forward defensively. So he's looking at that and saying we might get a set piece to get the winner.
So Clapham now moves on to the left side of midfield as it breaks here for Paul Merson. Clapham has to try and get it away. Jamie Clapham busying himself immediately, having come on as Ipswich find themselves under pressure. Look on was by Armstrong. Jermaine Wright incidentally out to the right-hand side as part of that switch by George Burley with the introduction of Clapham. battle going on between Boateng and Jamie Clapham, and Villa will now look to make a substitution, but didn't get the opportunity. Dion Dublin is the player that they want to bring on.
John Gregory's getting very frustrated there. He wanted to make a sub.
Ball played through here towards Armstrong. John Gregory wasn't happy when Dion Dublin was booed before he came on in the match against Leicester, and there has been a bit of booing here now, but I just wonder if it was the fact that the referee didn't allow Villa to make that change.
Yeah, I hope it's that, Rob, because Dion Dublin's a tremendous pro, and
the player who comes on. Dublin comes on to take his place.
Yeah, I think Paul Merson now go and play in midfield. I'm a little bit surprised about that, to be honest. I still thought that maybe Vassell might have come on for the alternative, but now I've said that, Dion will probably get the winner and John will be delighted.
And Dion Dublin becomes the subject of player cap. Clapham. Away by Venus. McGreal. Naylor. And off Jermaine Wright for a Villa throw. There's Staunton. Doesn't reach Stone. Clapham. Melberg. Holland. Pushed by Stone, penalised, much to the manager's disbelief.
I think where he got frustrated with the Dion Dublin substitution, Rob, is that he wanted to get him on, but the assistant or the fourth official didn't have that board ready, you know, and it sometimes does mess you up, you know.
Staunton having to hook it away. It was a precarious decision that he'd taken.
Well, it's one of these. I'm sure there wouldn't have been a shout there, so he's not sure, so he's got to. He can't afford to let it go. I think Wright could have dealt with it. Strong shout there. He could have knocked it out for a throw in the other way.
Mark Venus will be the player to take Ipswich's fourth corner. Schmeichel got lost in the crowd somehow. I think there was a foul on him.
I think there's two players onto him there, blocking him. Yeah, I think McGill's then got into his right shoulder there, but certainly forwards are not going to make it easy there. I still feel that Villa need Vassell a little bit for that pace. Hopefully we'll see him before the end.
Dublin, the substitute they have introduced. And Gregory gave himself a number of different striking options on the bench. He'd, as well as Dublin, he's got Vassell there and Bosco Balaban. Venus, hooked on by Magilton, that's Samuel. And here's Steve Stone. Angel. And it's deflected off McGreal on its way through, and Aston Villa have got the lead. They've turned it around from 1-0 down to 2-1 up.
Well, that's a little bit of luck you need to win a match, and of course for George it's another bit of bad luck for this season, the way it's going. But that was nice turn, used his body ever so well. That was really bad luck for Ipswich, but it's a great goal for them. 3 points maybe.
The deflection off McGreal giving Sereni no chance at all, and Juan Pablo Angel strikes again for Aston Villa. Clapham immediately looking for an Ipswich response.
That's of course the only problem then when you've taken off Vanini George now. You've now got to try and get get a goal back. So I think they need something a bit different.
Angel trying his luck again. Oh, he's enjoying it now.
I think Paul Mercer said to him, "You're having a laugh there, aren't you?"
Well, he's changed the mood here at Villa Park now. Real negative vibes coming out until his equalising goal just a minute before half-time. Angel has led from the front again as John Gregory's Villa have turned it around. Perhaps that is just typical of the way that things have been going for Ipswich this season. George Burley says he's almost fed up with the praise that's been showered on his team by managers that have beaten them, saying all the time that they're too good to go down. It's points they want rather than praise.
Well, there's times where George can do nothing about it, unfortunately. That's the game of football. The game is so tight, you know, a little deflection there goes over the goalkeeper where it probably would have gone straight to him, and they just saved it. But people that know George feel for him, he knows that everybody knows he'll work his socks off to get it right, and he probably will do.
Merson. Right by Haridas to Alan Wright. Ipswich have still had the majority of the possession.
Well, I think start of the second half, Villa had a good spell, then they had a poor spell, and Ipswich were getting a little bit better. And all of a sudden now they get that goal.
Haridas. Offside flag is up against Armstrong.
I think Ipswich need to change one of the front two at the minute. I can't really see them creating too much at the minute. They've been honest, they've worked hard all night, but I just think they needed something a little bit different.
Marcus Bent would offer that option to George Burley.
I think that's probably one of the problems that George has got. I don't think he's 100% fit, but he's got nobody else, and it's worth the gamble. But I think the situation it is now is definitely worth it.
Staunton. Stone. This is Venus. Make it. Dublin. Magilton.
I think Ipswich need Magilton to get as much of the ball as he possibly can get now. Otherwise, I think that Villa are looking quite solid there, and Ipswich are looking a little bit predictable. So I think that they need Jim Magilton to create something for them.
Dublin felt he was fouled there by McGreal. Alan Wright. Magilton. Jermaine Wright. Barry. Merson. Bertin. Merson again. Well, Angel had made the run. Clapham. Hardison switching direction and finding Jermaine Wright. This is beyond Armstrong, but Clapham here is following up for Ipswich. Beyond Naylor, Alan Wright away, Gareth Barry away. He'll come straight back at them from Macon. He's looking for Hardison with a cross. Samuel with a header clear. Clapham. Back in awkwardly, but Staunton is underneath it.
Some great crosses coming in, to be fair to him. A little bit unlucky not to get on the end of them. Samuel done well defensively there. Hardison's at the far post.
Venus bends it in, Staunton gets it away, Magilton hits it, and Staunton is behind it. Back in by Jermaine Wright, looking for Holland. Dublin's there with a header clear. And now here's Samuel to try and launch one. Macon mopping up at the back. Hardison. Clapham. Merson's covered such a lot of ground.
Yeah, he works very, very hard. You saw that against Arsenal the other week. Works very hard.
Back in from Clapham. It's a good deep one this time. Naylor was the man at the back post.
I'm not sure, first of all, he expected it. I think he was waiting for the fella to head it. All of a sudden, now he's got a chance. And he seemed to snatch at that a little bit. I think as a striker there, you've got to think the best. You've got to say to yourself, he's going to land on my head, and get yourself ready and pick your spot.
Well, Richard Naylor becomes the subject of Player Cam now for Sky Digital viewers on Channel 404 for the remaining 12 minutes, plus stoppage time of this contest. For the second season running here against Ipswich, turning round a one-goal deficit. Can they now hold on to their 2-1 lead? Ipswich battling desperately for survival, but for all of their possession, luck has again been against them tonight. No trip by Merson, with advantage played anyway. This is Magilton, and he's worked it through here to Alan Armstrong. Clapham getting it across, Barry underneath it. Dublin comes back ahead of Holland. And now here's Angel. Boatenga's got forward to his left. Merson it is who takes over, with Stone out to his right. Angel and Dublin are both waiting in the middle for service here from Stone, who's gone round the outside of Venus, but then puts it too close to the goalkeeper.
Well, it was a great counter-attack by Villa. I think he wanted them to go a little bit quicker, but in the end they got to the right areas. But the final delivery from Steve Stone was disappointing.
Magilton. Hardison. Naylor.
Well, again, great position from Naylor. He probably needed another striker in there. I think Armstrong should have got in there too. As soon as it's gone over his head on the diagonal, he should spin and get in there.
Well, just how Ipswich will curse their luck when you look at those statistics. They are going to make a change to their strike force here. And Marcus Bent is the player who will come on for them, the recent acquisition from Blackburn, taking the place of Alan Armstrong.
Well, he'll be the real pacey one, and but it's just how much of a gamble it is and how quick he is at the minute.
He's got a bit of a back problem as Marcus Bent. His position on the bench.
Did you say his back's bent there?
Danger here from the free kick with Steve Staunton.
That is the kind of thing that drives you mad as a manager, where you've got Steve Stone there, very experienced pro, trying to do flicks about 40 yards away from his goal. So if something happens from this throw-in, I think John Gregory would be reminded him.
Here's Clapham. Merson. Angel. George Boateng. Alan Wright. Staunton. Harry's headed on, but Dublin's in an offside position. Venus. Cleared by Alan Wright. Makin. Here's an opening for Ipswich, and Clapham doesn't make the most of it.
Well, Richard Naylor does really well here. Great ball from Jermaine Wright. Used his body well, let it go for Clapham. And I think that's inches, I think. A little bit more, maybe. But I think Jamie would be disappointed he hasn't hit the target. But again, Samuel's done well. He hasn't made it easy for him.
Samuel. Angel was going to come back from an offside position.
And as much as I was surprised that maybe Vassell never come on when Dublin did, I think Dublin's done really well in his game. He played it nice and easy, held the ball up, and he's given it back to midfield players that have been supporting him. He's a great pro.
Jermaine Wright, cleared by Staunton. There is Dublin. Now McGreal. This is Naylor. Jermaine Wright. Unlucky.
He's played very well, Jermaine Wright. Again, good move. Naylor's worked hard all night. Took a chance with a cross, but that was really unlucky. That was quality. You can tell he's been at Crewe. Technically correct. So close.
As close as Ipswich have got to forcing an equaliser, and now Aston Villa making another substitution. Darius Vassell, the player who is going to come on. Villa taking their time about it, and Ipswich just drawing the referee's attention to that. But the jeers are because Angel is the player who is making way for Vassell. I mentioned he was a great favourite here, and the Villa fans just demonstrating that as he comes off.
Well, I'm amazed that they've got the reaction they've got. Not for clapping him off, because he scored a couple of goals, he's done well, but I think that's a brilliant substitution by John Gregory, because they're going to be pushing forward, they're going to be leave holes behind, and then you've got real pace there. So it's a professional decision, and John probably knew he was going to get booed for that, but he's done it, quite rightly so.
Been one to be influenced by crowd reactions, John Gregory. Very much his own man. Off Steve Stone. Venus. Stone. Salah just straight offside. Angel going off to keep warm, and taking more acclaim now as he makes his exit.
I think if he hadn't scored, Rob, I'm not sure he'd have walked off like that. So I think he was enjoying that a little bit. But I must admit, I'd have preferred him to stay there to, help his teammates get them 3 points, encourage them.
Here's Hariderson. Clapham pulls it back across. Marcus Bent. Good by Barry. Dublin. Now Merson. Vassell up ahead of him. Couldn't quite get it past Chris Makin, but the header saved from the corner by Sereni.
You know, again there you couldn't always see it there, but Ipswich have pushed everybody on there and was very close to being in line with the last man, and that's why Johns made that substitution.
Clapham. Stone. Here's Vassell. Naylor. Staunton. Magilton. Bent putting the pressure on Melberg.
Good pace from Melberg there, it was needed. I think there's been some good performances from Villa, or for both teams of course, but for me Boateng there, I think he's done ever so well at times when the crowd were getting at the team, and he was inspirational at times and he got them going.
Makin. Hariderson. Clapham. Venus with the ball in. Holland. Blocked by Alan Wright. Here's Merson. Hooked away to Barry. Dublin. Wrestle with McGreal, and the free kick going against the Ipswich man. Dublin with the flick on, and Vassell was offside anyway. Bet. Asking a lot of Jermaine Wright to keep it in play. Boateng really has got his game together after that early setback of the Ipswich goal, hasn't he, Peter?
Yes, he has. I think he showed a lot of character to keep going the way he has, and he's got his team going. And there was times where, as I say, the crowd were getting at the team, but some of the runs that he done defensively and going forward to try and score a goal was fantastic. And people, of course, will go berserk about Paul Merson being the best player, and I understand that. But for me, Boateng has played so well and done a lot of great work for the team.
Here is Merson. Stone. 3 minutes of added time.
Saying that, Rob, Paul Merson's been excellent as well, and again there he's playing middle of midfield at the minute because Boateng's made a forward run. He's used the experience by sitting in there and being a defender.
There is Merson, now Stone. Throwing one off Hariderson. Ipswich want to bring on Titus Bramble at the earliest opportunity. They'll hardly have any time to have an impact on this game. They've got on with the taking of the free kick quickly. Here's Bent. Melberg away. Jermaine Wright. Here's Clapham. Ipswich have had a rethink, and Bramble won't now come on. Not that he would have had much chance to make an impression anyway.
Well, again, I thought, to be honest with you, that would have been a good decision for a set piece. You know, just one little set piece. Could they get a corner just before the end? So
away by Melberg. Bent couldn't bring it under control. Merson, the closest player to him. Here's McGreal.
Sponsor here, Association of Supporters, Technical Services,
Ryderson.
Number 8,
Forte. Cleared by Venus. Myself an Ipswich throw, but it's asking a lot now to launch it forward for one last opening. Clapham does get it forward. Melberg behind it though. Ryderson. That may be Ipswich's last chance gone. It is more problems for Ipswich, who are 4 points adrift at the bottom of the table and have now gone 15 Premiership matches without winning. They were in a winning position in the first half in this match, having taken the lead through Finidi George, but Villa equalised through Juan Pablo Angel before the break, and his effort deflected by John McGreal past Sereni won the game for Villa. George Burley experiencing defeat here for the second successive season in similar circumstances, with his team having taken the lead only to lose in the end by 2-1. It was an improved display from Villa in the second half, but again Ipswich, the same old story for them. Lots of possession, unable to turn it into the goals to salvage anything from this game, not even a point. And Ipswich beaten again. Villa 2, Ipswich 1, the final score.
Anything you'd like to say about that? Perhaps the decision to name Michael Owen today European Footballer of the Year. David Beckham, the runner-up, as World Footballer of the Year. Give us a call. You too could be on Sky Sports. 9009 100 200 is the number as usual. That's at 10:30 here on Sky Sports 1. Tomorrow at 7 there's more live football. Bayern Munich meet Borussia Mönchengladbach. 7 o'clock start. Sky Sports 1. There's a pay-per-view offering on Premiership Plus, that's channel 433. Arsenal meet Newcastle United. 08705 160 160 is the number to dial for more information. That's a 7:30 start tomorrow. And at 7:30 on Wednesday from the FA Cup, we've got the second round replay between Dagenham and Redbridge and Exeter. That's on Sky Sports 1. And the winners meet Ipswich at home. And his thoughts when we come back on what turned out to be a good night for Aston Villa. A goal down, but they came back to win it by 2-1. Courtesy of Juan Pablo Angel. And a fair slice of luck.
The Movie Max Thursday premiere.
Go and see Freddie Max. My heart was going mad.
You! Yes! You!
The man was a legend. You're himself.
What's the problem? You are. Still, nothing I can't fix with a few tools, eh? We'll sort this out once and for all. Who's on what's what?
Gotta get uglier, Freddie.
Thursday at 10 on Sky Movie Max.
And if anyone knows of any good reason why these two people should not be joined in matrimony, will they speak now?
Yes. Stop. What are you doing? This bride is not ready yet. She needs to evolve for at least a couple of million years. Haven't you guys ever heard of Darwin?